Do you have anybody come down and campaign for their parcel, like some crazy housewife giving you an earful about getting the excavator up to her place, or hopping the line, or any of that? Or people, you got celebrities coming down, people trying to buy you with booze or cash or women? Is any of that happening?
Well, you're here.
Yeah, you're damn right I'm here. You didn't get out to Hawaii, did you?
I was not on the Hawaii mission, no. We have a lot of the folks that did serve out there were out at Hawaii.
How many structures went down there, do you know?
About 1,500.
So this eclipses that.
Well, if you do this, I mean, you got to add, and Eaton has about the equal number of properties, so you're looking at in and around between 13 and 14,000 parcels. You know, for many of these properties, you're going to need to bring in some additional fill. You're going to clearly have to regrade and compact. The debris removal, it's not necessarily ready for construction immediately. There will be some certain prep work. That's an asbestos abatement going on right there.
Oh, asbestos abatement. So he's got his hazmat suit on.
Yeah.
I would have never gone up here.
Yeah, so that's Livorno. Actually, the very first house we did in the Palisades was on this street.
Wow.
So all fire ash debris, when you see a truck like that right up there, that's fire ash debris. It's encapsulated in 10 mil plastic, so real thick plastic.
Oh, I saw him putting some visqueen around a truck, and I was like, what is that for? But so that's the ash.
Exactly, and it has to be placed in saturated, so it's saturated, it's placed in 10 mil encapsulate, so wrapped, if you will, and then you got the secondary and a tertiary cover that go above it before it moves for transport. And
that goes to a different landfill.
Yeah, there's several landfills here in Southern California that we're utilizing for all the different waste streams that are out there, and that's done in concert with Cal Recycle, the county, the city, and neighboring communities.
Whoa. I don't know, I mean, like, I shouldn't be surprised by now, but whoa. That's going to be a big cleanup, that one.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, you're doing commercial properties as well as residential?
We are not doing commercial properties.
Just residential?
Correct.
And how does the commercial stuff work?
So the commercial properties would have to go through their insurance to have the material removed, but as it stands right now, we do what's called private property debris removal. That's our authorities from FEMA.
Coming down to PCH right now. This is Sunset. So this building on the right, I walked out of that Equinox on the day of the fire at 10:30 in the morning, and I stood up on that third floor and I looked up Sunset and I saw smoke, and I said, I think there's a fire up there. And then I got down and I drove down PCH and I started passing fire trucks, and that was the morning of the fire. And a lot of people are like, oh, the fire started on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, not 5 o'clock, it was 10:30. And I just looked up PCH and I saw it. I saw the very beginnings of it, which started right up there. So now we're on Pacific Coast Highway.
We're going towards La Costa Beach right now, and that's the first of the stretches of the destroyed properties along the seaside that we're addressing right now. And then we're going to move sequentially through the other beachfront properties before the end of May.
I'm a member of the La Costa Beach Club, and that beach club right in the middle didn't get hit.
That's correct.
But everything around it got hit.
That's correct.
I just can't account for that. It's just so bizarre. It's literally the only thing on that stretch that didn't get hit was the beach club and then 3 single-family homes at the end.
Up on the right up there, that's Sunset Mesa. That's an unincorporated community, so that's just outside. The line for Los Angeles actually is coming right up here at the next intersection, and then it turns into unincorporated, so this is essentially county property up here, and that was about 380 homes that burned up there in Sunset Mesa.
Wow.
And of course you got the Getty Museum here on the right-hand side.
Which made it, right?
Yeah.
Is PCH open now, or do you need documentation still?
You need documentation. And I mean, the challenge for us is that there's 3 things going on in PCH right now. Is you still have essentially mud being removed from the last mudslide along the road by the county. You have utility work going out through this stretch as well, and then we're trying to occupy that same space to perform debris removal. So that PCH is already strained, and then we're putting 750 trucks a day on PCH, and that's going to increase to 1,200. So it's not only a logistical problem of working utilities, mud, and debris removal, it's also maintaining a flow of trucks that we can continue to optimize this problem. So that's the challenges with PCH right now. So long answer to yes, it's closed to residents only. So residents of this area can still get into PCH.
And are you aware of people moving back into their homes up on the hill where some of them made it? Have you seen any evidence of, people unloading groceries and that kind of stuff?
I've certainly seen some folks in the Malibu area come back. I would say it's very minimal. I haven't noticed too much. It's hard sometimes to tell if they're just visiting their property for the day or they're actually staying there.
But power still out?
To my knowledge, yes.
So what's happening here? This is a checkpoint of sorts?
This is really not a checkpoint. Likely the utility company's been closing off a lane at a time to do some work. And so it's likely what they're doing right now. Because this stretch from here to Panga through Big Rock, all the way to Dukes, essentially, there's still a lot of utility work being done. And then when you get after Dukes, that's where La Costa Beach is, and that's where we're surging on the debris removal there.
Glenn is at La Costa Beach. He was doing that.
You might see Glenn again.
He was doing that run. So is FEMA basically put the bill for all this?
So FEMA has the statutory authority to respond for the federal government, and then effectively hires the Corps to perform the work. Mm-hmm. So we operate under that authority, and then the funding comes from FEMA as well to do this work. So in terms of what is allowed, what is not allowed, what is eligible, what is not eligible, that's determined by FEMA, and it's given to the Corps for execution.
Do they have any kind of price guesstimate on cleanup?
Well, it's going to be a couple $2 billion in total. There's already been allocations by Congress to up the ante on how much will be allocated for this cleanup. So in totality, it'll be in excess of $2 billion. Could get up to $3 billion.
We should just get Elon to pay for it. It'd be funny if Elon announced tonight he was going to just cut a check and pay for the cleanup of Malibu, Palisades, and Altadena. They would still hate his guts. That's the crazy part about Elon. Well, it's not the crazy part about Elon, it's the crazy part about people. Speaking of Elon, I haven't seen a lot of burnt up cars up on these streets. I've seen a couple, but did the cars get flatbedded out? A lot of them, or did a lot of people just evacuate in their cars?
Most of the burned cars that were still here on PCH are in the neighborhoods. I would say the majority have been removed. If they're in the right of way, the county largely collected those, and the city collected those cars after a deregistration or a junk titling from CHP. And then we'll continue to do that here on PCH. The issue is you are going to see some burned out cars still because they are assessed on private property. So we're going to collect those when we go to that property if that property owner elects to use the Corps.
Yeah, so those are cars that are in a garage that has been burned or collapsed, and that's on their property, not on the street.
Correct.
Someone should burn this RV up. How the hell did that get there? All right, go up there and flash him your tin.
Bank is still closed because of the mudslides. And then this is the start of Las Tunas Beach right here. And this is where you have kind of that drop off, because like we discussed earlier, that's where you had the wood pylons and caissons holding a lot of these properties up. And so when those went, then the base of the house went down, and now you have the drop off. Trying to synchronize this with dirt removal operations that you see on the right, and you're also going to pass by utilities being put in the ground on the right. And so those need to be worked to get done in the next month, because it takes us about, you'll see it at La Costa Beach. But we take about we take the shoulder and 1.5 lanes when we're doing this construction. So the traffic flow is going to have to shift to the right-hand side, so your utilities, what's being put in there, needs to get done before the end of the month.
Oh, I see. Wow, lots of steel in this one, and a lot of these places.
So the other challenge, obviously, when we go to do this is the wires that you see on the left, those telecommunication wires and the power wires on the top there are all live.
Oh, another G-Wagon. Could be a Jeep. That's probably a Jeep. Do you guys put up the chain link after you've cleared it?
Yeah, we do.
But that's
Depends. It typically has to be a drop off. So we're gonna put a fencing around. To your point, like we talked about earlier, septic tanks. So we're gonna fence off the septic tanks. We're gonna fence off any sort of drop off. There's about 20 cleared properties out of 60 right now. We've done 18 of those, 2 on the private side. So we're working the last set that we have in and around 30 or so properties. Right now, and then you still have some private firms out here working with us, and so that's what's going on here. And
a lot of action. There wasn't nearly this much action 2 weeks ago. So is this one of your sites here?
yes, this is one of our sites.
Wow.
So yeah, they're doing metals right there. They're
So
pulling
getting
metals
all
off.
the metal out
Yeah,
to recycle the metal.
that's right. Yeah, they're doing metals there right now. So that driveway will remain. Your CMUs here will remain. Yeah, we got most of our clearance. Most of the 20 or so lots that have now been cleared are on the south side of the beach club. So there's more work on this side that we're doing.
Oh man, that guy's hose work is for the birds. That's no hose, man. I should pull over and go, give me that hose, bitch. Oh, these guys are all cleared off, aren't they?
Yeah, we did all these lots in here.
They did all this.
That car, they'll grab that at the end. So this is a nonprofit. So these folks, the property owners, ask them to come in and essentially sift through their belongings and try to find anything in their belongings. That's a nonprofit. They obviously can do that.
Oh, so he's saying go through there.
Yep.
So you can find Grandpa's urn.
So those are complete. Trees are cut.
Right.
We don't spray hydromulching on the beach, not surprisingly.
Right.
But you're getting an idea now. We're starting to get volume much more here on the south side, and if we're hitting 3 to 4 a day, we'll be fine.
God, so this one's got a lot of steel in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're getting a real before and after here. Wow.
Yeah, this is actually 21300 was the very first property on La Costa that was done.
Oh, wow. So here it is. It just went right out here. There's an old one with the old wood pylons, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, this one had wood pylons. I mean, as you see.
So this is the garage, and then the house would just start off, and everything's just sitting on a telephone pole.
That's right. The property owner came out here. They had a lot of belongings right here. This is like an outdoor patio area.
Right,
and they were able to collect those belongings back up.
All right. Did you guys put that fence up out there?
No, that was not us. That was done several weeks ago. I think the city of Malibu, in coordination with some other nonprofits and state agencies, put that up.
Are they trying to capture like debris or something, or what are they trying to do there?
I believe so.
So when it rains, that stuff doesn't
That's right.
hit the surf.
That's right.
Oh, okay. There's the Porsche.
About 10 days before we started this portion of the beach, it's a little bit variable based on the progression of the utilities and then laying down that construction zone in order to open up some space for the crews.
And that thing's just going to be a bear, but you got to get rid of all the steel, you got to get rid of all the slab, but the caissons remain.
The caissons will remain, the metals that you see there, the fire ash debris that you see, and then horizontal, essentially concrete foundation like we were just talking about, we're going to remove that as well. So, and it will be very challenging. Some properties will be easier than others. The one that you're looking at will be a challenge.
I predict that's going to be the hardest one on this.
So Sheldon had not seen the Man Show, and we had to show him that today.
Oh, what episode did you show her?
I saw the
Hardware store.
That's Mr. Hardware. Well, Brian, thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Sheldon,
sir.
thank you. And I feel like I owe you an apology. I've been in this city my whole life. I'm like, they're going to screw this thing up. There's going to be a bunch of people leaning, talking, running their mouth. No one's going to be working. But you guys, A, know what you're talking about, B, are passionate about it, and C, it's like a beehive, man. I mean, the pulverizer was amazing. The baler was amazing. The whole operation is impressive, and you guys are kicking ass. So I was expecting to be a little disappointed, and I was impressed.
I appreciate it. Thanks. It was enjoyable hosting you. So
I just love. It warms my heart knowing that guys like you are just out there kicking ass on everyone's behalf. So thank you very much. It was fun. Thank you.
So this is private.
Glenn. Is that Glenn?
What?